30-year-old Jamison was found unresponsive in the garage of her rental home. Her death ruled a homicide by the Cook County medical examiner.
What if using your voice to stand against violence made you a target? What if speaking out to protect others couldn't even protect yourself? Sierra Jamison was a 30-year-old mother, a healthcare worker, and, just weeks before her tragic death, a woman who spoke out about the very violence that would take her life. She had dreams, a son who needed her, and a future ahead of her. But on September 18, she was found strangled to death in a garage outside her home, allegedly at the hands of a man she had only been dating for a few weeks.
We really got some women that's out here that go stand their ground and fight. Cause it was the young lady that was in front of me and them lady that was at the pump one. They helped me. I wasn't just by myself. They literally stepped in and helped me. It was a lot of black empowerment, women empowerment that day. Cause they could have left. They could have just mind their business, but they know. They stood right there and they helped me, and I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I went home to my son. I thank God every day that I'm here, because it could have went a different way.
This isn't just another crime story. This is the reality for far too many black women in America. And the most chilling question remains, who was really listening when Sierra spoke out? Today, we're diving deep into the life of Sierra Jamison, the tragedy of her murder, and the uncomfortable truths about the epidemic of violence black women continue to face. Let's get into it. Sierra Jamison wasn't just another statistic. She was a woman who had dreams, a mother raising a young son, and a voice that had recently spoken out about the dangers that too many black women face every day. But in a cruel and tragic twist, the very violence she warned about took her life. On September 18th, Sierra had just returned home after what should have been a normal evening. She told her mother she was heading to park her car in the garage nearby, a routine task that should have taken just minutes, but Sierra never came back. According to police, Lawrence Boyle, a man she had known for over a decade and recently started dating, was waiting for her. What happened next was horrifying. Boyle allegedly strangled Sierra inside that garage, took her phone, and covered her lifeless body with a tarp, as if trying to erase what he had just done. Back at home, Sierra's mother grew anxious. Her daughter wasn't answering calls, wasn't responding to messages, and deep down, a mother's intuition told her something was wrong. That's when Sierra's brother decided to go check the garage himself. As he approached, he saw Boyle, casually shutting the garage door, but there was something off. Boyle had Sierra's phone in his hand. When asked about it, Boyle claimed that Sierra had thrown it at him before leaving for the store, but something didn't add up. Moments later, Sierra's mother arrived at the scene, and that's when she made the heartbreaking discovery. Her daughter, lifeless, hidden beneath the tarp. The question now isn't just why this happened, but how a woman who spoke out about violence could still become a victim herself. What makes this tragedy even more chilling is what happened next. Shortly after leaving the garage where Sierra took her last breath, Lawrence Boyle made a phone call, a call that would seal his fate. He dialed his ex-wife and admitted to the unthinkable. He had strangled Sierra Jamison, but instead of seeking help, instead of showing remorse in that moment, he fled. For 2 days, the truth hung in the air, and Sierra's family was left reeling from the horrific loss. But on Wednesday, Boyle finally turned himself in. He confessed to the crime, offering an excuse that only deepened the senselessness of it all. He claimed he believed Sierra had a gun, but even after realizing she was unarmed, he kept going. He took her life with his own hands. What makes this even more devastating is that Sierra had already survived violence once before. Just a month before her death, she was interviewed by CBS Chicago, speaking out on the dangers that black women face. She had been the victim of an attempted carjacking, but was saved by a group of strong, fearless women in her community. They literally stepped in and helped me. It was a lot of black empowerment, women empowerment that day. Her Jeep Wrangler wasn't just a car to her. It was a symbol of her hard work, her sacrifices, and the future she was building for her son. Her son, her everything. A young boy who had already battled so much in life, including open heart surgery. Sierra was determined to give him the life he deserved, and she wasn't going to let anyone take that away from her. Dorothy Tucker, the reporter who interviewed her, described Sierra as courageous and strong, a woman who faced the world with determination, only to have her life taken by someone she trusted. That's what makes this all the more painful. Sierra wasn't harmed by a stranger, by an unknown threat. Boyle was someone she was comfortable around, someone she'd let into her life, and that trust was betrayed in the worst way imaginable. Sierra Jamison was more than just a victim. She was a mother, a fighter, and a woman with dreams. Her mother described her as ambitious, a dedicated phlebotomist who was working toward nursing school, all while providing for her 6-year-old son. She had plans, a future she was actively building, and a heart full of love for the people in her life. Her family now carries her legacy forward, holding on to the strength she showed in life. And while nothing can undo this tragedy, they find relief in knowing that the man responsible has been caught. Her aunt spoke out, saying, "We are honoring her legacy, we are honoring her life, but today we have a victory because this person has been caught. We can celebrate with a little bit of peace." Sierra's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers so many women face, especially Black women who are too often unheard and unprotected. Let's continue to say her name, to fight for justice, and to protect those who need it most. If you or someone you know is in danger, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE-7233. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, be safe.